Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Ritt. I'm an artist and a tarot reader, and this is our collective reading for today. So lighter energy coming through. Beautiful. Ooh. Okay. I feel like there's a whole chronology unfolding before me, and so I'm trying to make sense of that. But up top, we have this really beautiful energy of Page of Cups. So that's where I'm seeing all of the lightness and the, well, love is what's coming to me. This is so cups are water, so it's a water energy. So with that, there's the more emotional and intuitive territory. This energy is also highly creative. So there's that going on as well. But the way it feels, the way it just popped out of the deck, is that we're ready for a kind of a lightness that this interesting chronology I'm seeing is anything but. So maybe it's that we're going through a lot, or we're coming through a lot. That's a better way to put it. We're coming through a lot of stuff. And the way this reads to me too is that what it feels like is that we've been making plans for ourselves, kind of keeping things under wraps, maybe feeling good about that 1 minute, but then feeling the flip side of that, which is the, oh man, I've had to let go of some things, or I didn't recognize the sacrifices involved in the plans I was making. So I'm seeing some of both. It's like feeling, yeah, this feels like highs, taking action from that high place, and then the low, that maybe things didn't pan out the way we were expecting, or actually maybe even a more accurate reading here too is that we realize that there's more stuff that we're still maybe needing to let go of in order to feel the satisfaction of that release, if that makes sense. So maybe some of us are already there, because again, this is the first energy that flew out of the deck. So, and I know I always say this, but this is a really interesting one. It's as if I'm kind of seeing it's like a cycle of information. So yeah, so we've started out, right? And here there's a feeling of really being in our power. This is fire energy, and kings are naturally powerful anyway. They're experienced, they're wise, they're rulers, right? And then he's next to the Fool, and the Fool is the one who takes that leap of faith, who starts a new adventure kind of head first. There isn't much thinking or planning, right? So it's as if coming from a place of power, we had maybe a spark of a new idea, and it really excited us, and we just kind of decided to go for it. And then the further action that we took, because this is a beginning as well, this is more fire, there's this is also just like big beginning, right? And yeah, so it feels like we've taken some action, but the action that we've taken also involved a kind of maybe secrecy, and this is where keeping things under wraps came into play. So here we have swords. Swords are air. They speak to our intellect. They speak to our planning, how we articulate things, our thought processes, all of that fun stuff. And Seven of Swords is a sneaky energy. Now, sometimes that's beneficial. Sometimes it's outright dishonest, right? Sometimes it's the devious or dishonest actions of ourselves or those around us. Sometimes it's us not letting ourselves know something, so when our mind plays tricks on us. But the way it feels more than anything else is that we've taken some kind of action and maybe felt the need to keep our plans, right? So there's a spark of the idea and then further plans under wraps. So there's that. So we've maybe been keeping some things to ourselves. And then this feeling of loss. And also here it's kind of like the heavy load of our work, right? But it's also reversed. So the way this reads to me is just that maybe some of our labors of love or the things that we've been working really hard around haven't come to fruition the way we expected. And so there's this feeling of loss. But with the loss, there's also a lightening of this feeling of burden. So yeah, this is an interesting reading. Another one that feels kind of all over the place. Like it's a whole damn chronology of things happening for us. And at the same time, when we release whatever baggage is here, you know, when we find a way to let go of, you know, maybe even letting go of the expectations, the way we thought things would pan out, and when we feel that emotional release that this card also speaks to. So cups are water, and again, so we have that emotional undercurrent of things going on, but when we do that, we find a way to return to our balance. And I know I've pointed this out before, but 2 also speaks to balance. And here we have 2 of cups, you know, so 3 have spilt, but 2 are still standing. So when we come back to that, it's kind of like full circle. And we return to our lightness. You know, we return to that lighter, freer, creative energy that maybe even allows us to see a new way forward, you know? So yeah, it's as if the things that we're undertaking are big, you know? So maybe it's that we're dreaming big, you know, and we felt the empowerment of dreaming big and really just starting something and maybe not letting other people in on that right away, but starting something and then kind of having to release stuff along the way that either just doesn't line up or hasn't panned out yet. You know, maybe we thought that things would happen more quickly than they're happening, or maybe just a little piece of whatever projects we're working on we're just having to let fall by the wayside, you know? Even if it feels like scrapping an entire project, something that I find personally as an artist is that the things I thought I scrapped, they're reborn in other projects. And so this may also be about a rebirth or a new beginning that maybe we're just becoming aware of in this lighter, freer energy. So yeah, whole chronology here, really, really interesting. It may not resonate for all of you, but again, it's just so interesting. So yeah, to recap, it may be that we're returning to our lightness after having gone through a lot of shifts and changes with projects that we started, things that we kept to ourselves, things that we had a lot of high hopes for that we're maybe having to release. And in the releasing, you know, of those old expectations or old dreams, old high hopes, we develop new ones, and we use that lighter, freer feeling to our advantage. And then new creative aspirations are born, new projects, new dreams, new continuations of old dreams too. It's kind of like there's a bit of die-off here that's necessary in order to be reborn, you know, in order to tap into what we know psychically and intuitively. So we also have the fish here, which is Piscean energy. Pisces is also a water sign, and it's a highly psychic one. Pisces also comes at the end of the zodiac, so there is this really interesting, really special kind of wisdom there, you know, so it's interesting that that wisdom is also embodied here in a younger energy. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me actually that as we live through our creative experiences and we release some of that burden, some of that load that I'm seeing here, you know, we release the old die-off, we free ourselves up to be younger again and feel that carefree quality that comes from lightening our load. So yeah, once again, it may be that we've come full circle with something. So projects that we've begun, things that we felt super confident about 1 minute and then had to release the expectations around the next minute. So we've experienced a lot of highs and lows, and now we're kind of coming back into ourselves again, or we're in the process of that. And I acknowledge again, because this is a collective reading, we may be all across the map on this one. Some of us may be experiencing the sadness of having to let go of things that we began in confidence. Some of us may be already full circle with this feeling of lightness, you know, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. But to all of you, I hope that you find satisfaction or healing wherever you are, finding ways to be at peace, finding ways to acknowledge all of the good things that you've done, you know, or that you've initiated, that there may be even more benefit from going forward. So, to all of you, I hope that you have a lovely day. I hope that this reading has been helpful. It's a really, really interesting one. And if you liked this reading, please hit the like button. If you are interested in subscribing, you haven't yet, please subscribe. For those of you interested in supporting me and supporting this channel, please check out my Patreon. The link is down below. And I will see you all again soon. Bye for now.